All right. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with Akmoshe. I am your host, Akmoshe Ben Yahuda Yisrael, simply Akbin. Tonight, I want to talk about the AWO again, how it's going to take over the workforce, the UPS strike in Hollywood and chaos. Many topics I want to touch base on. Big salute to FOPE. FOPE up in the building. Big salute, Brother Shawsham. Big salute. Big salute, Master Moshe. Big salute, my brother, Master Moshe, the cleanup crew. Yes, indeed. I just want to touch base on a few things because it's the way things getting. Ever since the so-called pandemic came on the scene, it's going to be tough for Gen Z, like the youngsters, Gen Z and some millennials, the millennials and Gen Z, because a lot of Gen Z don't want to work. And it's just a lot of people in society as a whole, they don't really want to work these jobs. Ever since the pandemic came on the scene. But I want to read an article on the businessinsider.com. I'm going to read it on my phone. It's called Gen Z is headed for a career calamity. And yeah, with all the AI technology, which is part of the AWO, which stands for Artificial World Order, this AI is taking over a lot of the jobs. And most of these jobs that used to see people be doing is going to be run by AI. They working on it right now. And what that's going to do, that's going to push a lot of people out the workforce. It's like 50 to 60% of it's going to be head by the AI, AWO, Artificial World Order. But yeah, it's bad for Gen Z though. They're going to have to, it's going to be hard for them out there. Look what's going on right now, the inflation. It's so hard for people most Americans are struggling just to pay rent, and it's just like in some cities, a 1-bedroom is damn near $1,000 or $2,000. In California alone, a studio apartment in New York, a studio apartment is like almost $2 to $3 grand. That is buffoonery. That doesn't make any sense. That is wicked. That is straight up wicked because you should not have to pay that much to live. Especially when mankind didn't created this earth. Yahuwah created this world. He created the whole earth, the universe, the stars, planets, whatever you want to believe in. He created all this, what you see before you. And yet we got the corruption of man, want to raise the cost of living up with inflation. Don't want to raise the pay. Everything going up but the pay. You got a lot of adults, they got to get roommates in some of these cities. And I'm not knocking people that got roommates because they got to do what they got to do. And that seems like that's going to be the norm for most Americans if this get out of hand. And then you got AI on the scene, taking the jobs. But yeah, I'm gonna read this article on my phone. It's on the businessinsider.com. It's called Gen Z is headed for a career calamity. The bosses are excited about ChatGPT. Now that's a big thing going on too. The ChatGPT, that's like an AI program. The generative AI boom has become a boom for companies that want to automate away spreadsheet building, generic copywriting, and other monotonous tasks in the name of becoming more efficient. The technology has seized the fascination of CEOs and the workplace industrial complex, leading many companies to give AI a whirl with mixed results, while executives in the management role class are all in on AI. There's been less consideration for the people this new tech will actually affect. The mundane tasks that have so far been targeted for replacement are generally handled by entry-level workers. Managers give these tasks to new hires with the expectation that they be done quickly, done right, and done without anyone needing to rarely explain how to do them. This work was portrayed as a critical part of their development, a way to earn your stripes in the workplace, while tackling grunt work and hoping to job build osmosis isn't a great way career. Corporate America has left young workers with few other options. Over the past several decades, many companies have gutted training programs, neglected mentorship, and taken no responsibility fostering workers' development. Now, with the advent of generative AI, organizations are starting to automate many junior tasks, stripping away their dubious last attempt to teach young employees. It's no wonder that several surveys have found that members of Gen Z are particularly concerned about AI's effect on their careers. In a recent survey by the job posting site ZipRecruiter, 76% of Gen Zers indicated that they were worried about losing their jobs to Chat GPT. Exactly. You know, this AI program is getting out of control. It's the AWO. It's going to take a lot of people jobs in the future. It's like you got people going to college, and ain't nothing wrong going to college and get a degree. But what's the point you getting these big title degrees if you can't find work because your job is getting taken away by AI? Straight up. That's something to think about. Okay, let's continue the article. America's young workers are headed toward a career calamity. They may be more comfortable using Chat GPT and other AI technology than they older co-workers, but the managerial obsession with artificial intelligence threatened to undermine their ability to launch a career. Management spent decades disconnecting themselves from the younger workers, who are the backbone of their businesses. And if their executives already won't train their junior employees, it's no surprise they're ready to get rid of them altogether. Nobody wants to teach anymore. That is true. A lot of these jobs don't want to teach their new workers. They don't want to train their workers. They just want to pitch you to work, do the job, and pay you less. They don't want to train no more. Even before the rise of AI, young people were facing an early career crisis. Sure, on the surface, it seems like Gen Z is entering the workforce at a great time. Finding a job is much easier than it used to be, thanks to historical low unemployment. And wages for young workers have been growing at a strong pace. But if you look deeper, a growing number of signs suggest young Americans are going to have much tougher time actually building a career. Gen Z is behind the 8 ball even before their first day on the job. As the cost of college have soared, many of them are coming into their first job with a large student debt burden. Yes, indeed, a lot of Americans coming out of college, they got large student debt. A 2022 study by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis found that Gen Zers were more likely than millennials were at their age to hold student debt. That Gen Zers' average debt load was 13% higher than millennials was, and that roughly the same percentage of Gen Zers and millennials have $50,000 or more worth of outstanding student debt. Sure, and that's a lot of money, a lot of student loan debt. And a lot of Americans, a lot of people got to pay off their student loan debt. It's going to take years to pay that off. Yeah. But anyway, let's continue. Don't want to go to college? Tough luck. Despite a recent pushback, the number of jobs requiring a college degree has been growing for decades. Wow. So most of these jobs you're going to have a college degree. That's some buffoonery. What happened to just having a high school diploma? You see, back in the days, people didn't have to have no diploma to get a job. Now, a lot of jobs you're gonna need a college degree. That's buffoonery. Not everybody ain't going to college. I'm sorry, a lot of people ain't going to college. It's just gonna be a small percentage. Tough luck. Huh? Well, they will find a way around it. Then people gonna find a way around it by many means necessary. Even searching for a first job can leave Gen Z scratching their heads. A LinkedIn analysis of 3.8 million job postings from 2017 to 2021 found that 35% of entry-level jobs required at least 3 years of experience. And if you're trying to get into internship route to get that experience, good luck. A 2021 survey by the National Association of Colleges and Employers suggested that over 40% of internships were unpaid, and that the average hourly wage for paid interns was just $20.76 in 2020, a tight budget in many major metropolitan areas. Yeah, in these cities, in these big cities, man, the cost of living is a nightmare. That's all about design. You see what I said before? They want to get rid of the middle class. They just want the super rich and the extremely poor, the half and the have-nots. these wicked lawmakers, these leaders, they're gonna get theirs in the end. You know, we gotta cry out to the Most High Yah, because they're oppressing us. I call it financial oppression. A lot of the working class are getting oppressed financially. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian. If you're in the working class of America, you're being financially oppressed with this inflation. That's all inflation really is financial oppression. Inflation is financial oppression. You got to pay all these taxes. You know, when you see your paycheck, they taking all these taxes out your paycheck. You know, when you check your check stub, you see your net pay, and Uncle Sam got to get his cut. You know, you got to pay your state taxes and all that stuff. And before you know it, you left with, it's like they take about at least 35% of your check, or half. You know, it's rough. It's getting rough out here. It's getting rough out here on these streets. You know, that's why I said it needs to increase the wages. But we know they're not going to do that. You know, in some cities and states, they don't want to do it because of corruption. But let's continue. Once young workers do finally break into the corporate world, they face another brutal reality. Companies have no interest in helping them move up the career ladder. Exactly. They want to keep people in the same position. It's these job politics, you know. They don't want to help people move up. That's why I say the rat race is a deception, man. A lot of people are getting caught up in this rat race. Instead of the rat race, we need to be catching up. We need to be jumping on the train of salvation, you know. But I understand, you know, you got to work, you know, to make your living, you know, provide for your families. But this whole rat race is just going to cause a lot of people grief. This whole rat race crap is going to cause a lot of people grief and stress. And some people went to an early grave trying to make it in a rat race because for overworking and causing them to stress themselves out. Real talk. Many companies have shown absolutely no consideration for fostering and developing workers' abilities, leaving young workers to largely fend for themselves as they attempt to establish a career path. A 2014 study by Peter Capelli, a professor at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business, found that in 1979, young workers received on average about 2.5 weeks of training per year. But that by 1995, it had fallen to just under 11 hours annually. Capelli also found scant evidence that things have improved in the years since. Now, with the advent of generative AI, organizations are starting to automate many junior tasks, stripping away their dubious last attempt to teach young employees. Yeah, they want to rely on this AI technology. You know, that's taking over the jobs, you know. You know, just imagine you going to a restaurant and you think you're going to have chefs in there preparing food. You might have a few chefs, but they're going to have machines and robots cooking the food for you on an assembly line. Imagine that. You go to like a steakhouse, you expect a human chef to cook your food for you, and then they have a sign say, we using AI tech to prepare the food. Your food going to be prepared by machines. You know, they working on self-driving cars like them Teslas. The Tesla, they got a program, you can set it to drive itself, a Tesla car. I don't want no Tesla car. That's too much complicated. A Tesla car, that's a complex vehicle. Why should you want to own a Tesla? Huh? To hell with a Tesla. Big salute, REL, big salute. But yeah, this AI technology is part of the AWO. It's part of the AWO. You know, and it's here to stay until the Most High set the record straight through his son, Yeshua HaMashiach. But anyway, let's continue the article. The U.S. Department of Labor found in 2014 that while 70% of firms offered some type of training to employees, it was mainly for management and mid-level workers. This statistic is particularly worrying, partly because of some type of training is extremely vague and could refer to something as simple as reading the HR handbook, and partly because 30% of firms didn't offer any training at all. More recently, in a survey conducted in 2020 by Paul Osterman, a professor at MIT, slightly less than 50% of employees said they had received no formal job training for their employee over the past year. Osterman also argued in a discussion of the survey that companies were failing to provide employees with the types of training that will help boost their skills or advance their careers. You might assume organizations would try to foster mentorship in the workforce as a way to make up for the lack of rigorous training. Not so fast. While mentorship is associated with higher levels of job satisfaction and organizational commitment, a 2023 Pew Research Center survey found that only 44% of American workers had one. And while formal mentorship programs exist, they are often voluntary. A study from the National Bureau of Economy, a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that voluntary mentorship programs led to worse outcomes than mandatory ones, and that those who most needed the help of a mentor were less likely to join these types of programs. Yeah, it's getting rough out here. It's getting rough out here. So Gen Z, man, and people in general, man, if you got a job, I know you hate your job. You just got to hold on to it, real talk. Hold on to these little jobs, because unless you could go and start your own business, but even when you start your own business, it could be done, but it's going to be a challenge with that too, because this AI, if you're good with AI, you can use AI to help your business grow. If you start your own business, use that AI technology to help your business grow, real talk, straight up. But yeah, this is the future. That's why we got to stay prayed up, fam. We got to get in tune with Yahuwah, lean on Yeshua for our faith, keep the laws, statutes, commandments, trying to walk upright, try to do what's right. And if you trying to do what's right, he going to look out for you. That's one thing. He going to look out for the saints. Y'all going to protect the saints in the name of Yahshua. He going to look out for his saints always. If you trying to walk the straight and narrow path, he going to look out for the saints. You best believe that. That's where our faith come in. Our faith in Yahshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. They got some more. This may be because of workplace cultures often alienate those who ask for help, despite the benefits of doing so, creating a persuasive feeling that organizations don't really care about their employees. Oh no, they don't. These jobs don't care about you. I don't care where you work at. The majority of these jobs, you're just a number, not even a good number. I don't care if you work for the grocery store, retail, a warehouse. You got to do what you got to do. But know this, even in corporate America, even if you work a desk job, these companies don't give a damn about y'all. They don't. All they care about is the money. You just a cash cow to them. You just a cog on a wheel. It doesn't matter who you work for. It doesn't matter what's your nationality, your belief system. When you work for the majority of these companies, you there to make them money. They're not there to pay you. You there to make them money. And that's wrong. That's wicked. You got a lot of Americans, hardworking Americans out there, busting their back, neck. And I mean, just tearing their bodies up, and they not getting treated with the respect they deserve. Men and women, both men and women, both men and women, they work in these jobs, especially in the transportation industry, because I want to talk about the UPS strike, that's been circulating all over, the internet, the UPS strike, because UPS is like one of the biggest shipping, package shipping companies out there. UPS, yeah, I think they're the number one. If you don't know who UPS is and you living under a rock, because even as children, we saw them brown trucks rolling. We seen those men and women driving those brown trucks back in the day until this day. UPS, they still on the scene, but it's a strike. They might strike because it's all kind of things going on. And then I think they're a union company. See, if you work a job that have a union, that's a good thing. You could strike. Real talk. But yeah, it's getting rough out here, for the Gen Z. They're gonna have to really put their heads together, And it's just not for the Gen Z, it's for all generations, people that's working, because most millennials, we still working. We ain't retired yet. We far from retirement age, most millennials. Even the millennials that's like in their 40s, we very far away from retirement age. And in a way, these wicked buffoons are running things, they might want to raise the retirement age up to 75. I hope to God not, because that's ridiculous. They want you to work 1 foot in the grave. No. And if I was running things, I think the retirement age should be 55, because 50 to 55, that's half of 100. That's half of a century. According to the Bible, at the age of 50, you are elder. At the age of 50, you are considered to be an elder, according to the Bible. Real talk. And they want you to work till you damn near what, 65? Man, 65, man, by the time you make it to that age, you all broken up on these jobs. You all broken up. Most people be all broken up. And then they're scared to retire, because if they stop moving, they're afraid they're going to croak. And you got some of these people that go retire and they go right back to work after a year or two. They're going right back to work because they get bored. You know, that's all they know. You know, that's all they know. But yeah, okay. Let's see if I can pull up an article about the UPS strikes. Yeah, UPS strike news. Let's see. Okay, let me see. I'm on thehill.com. UPS dug their heels in. Teamsters UPS strike plans to emerge could affect 30% of parcels. Oh yeah, they striking. Let's see. Spirits are high among the International Brotherhood of the Teamsters as negotiations with shipping giant UPS stay frozen ahead of a July 31st contract negotiation deadline. The Hill found in a range of interviews, if the Teamsters strike, some 340,000 drivers, warehouse workers, and other employees could walk off the job in one of the largest labor actions in U.S. history. Man, that's going to put a dent in the shipping industry. At least over 340,000 drivers, warehouse workers, and other employees. That's going to put a huge dent. That's going to put a huge dent in the shipping industry. Like I say, UPS is the number one shipping package shipping giant out there. A lot of businesses going to be affected by this. Big businesses and small businesses that rely on UPS to ship their packages. Y'all better treat y'all workers with respect, because I watched a few videos about UPS workers, you know, especially the drivers. A lot of drivers end up getting divorced because they can't spend time with their spouse and family. With them. Yeah, they say, one driver said, like, at my company, at my site, we seen drivers get divorced within 5 years for working with the car. I say, that's not right. You know, because they work these drivers long hours, they got long routes. And by the time they finish their route, it's like what? Say if they start their route like maybe 6 in the morning, their route might not be over till like 7 or 8 at night. And they might get off at 9 o'clock. And by the time they get home, they're going to be all exhausted and tired. They're going to just want to go to sleep. They ain't going to have time to do nothing with their family. And that's going to put a strain on their marriage. Yeah, these companies and these companies don't care. All they care about is the money. Shalom, reigning woman. Big salute, reigning woman. But yeah, all they care about is the money. They don't care about the well-being of their employees. So if 340,000 drivers and warehouse workers walk off, that's going to put a huge dent in UPS. Okay, let's continue. The potential strike is part of surging labor activity in the U.S. and around the world as a result of elevated inflation, which central banks have been attempting to fend off by raising interest rates in an attempt to take the wind out of the labor market. In interim, companies have been raking record profits during the recovery from the pandemic, changing the distribution of value in the economy from labor payments to returns on investment. Teamsters President Sean O'Brien told The Hill that the economy might change and the UPS start forking over more of its profits to improve the working conditions of its employees, as well as returning them to the people who own the company. Yeah, because a lot of drivers say, like, inside those trucks, it'd be hot. Man, I seen a video of a UPS employee. He passed out on somebody porch in Arizona. It was a UPS employee. He was delivering a package in Arizona, and they showed him on camera. He passed out. He collapsed. from over the heat exhaustion. They don't supply their workers with water in them trucks. They don't have no air conditioning in them trucks. They need to start putting some air conditioners in them UPS trucks. Or you mean to tell me $1 billion industry like UPS, they can't install no type of air conditioning in those trucks? Like a little hint, like, heaters and air conditions to keep the drivers cool in the summer and in the winter to keep them warm. And have like some water, like have some bottles of waters up in there for them. And Gatorade. That's a shame. But no, they probably got to buy their own water and Gatorade. Ain't that something? That's sad. UPS, y'all got to do better. Y'all have to do better. Make it better for y'all workers, because these men and women are all giving the all. They're giving 120%, and y'all ain't giving them nothing back in return. But that's how a lot of these companies do, though. You could give 120% on these jobs, they're going to give you like 25% back. 5 things to know about UPS strike as Teamsters contract talk fail. I want to see them reward their people. I want to see them give their biggest raises increase they have ever had, because they have made the biggest profits they have ever had, O'Brien told The Hill on Friday at a dry run for the strike outside of a UPS facility in Brooklyn, New York. As Teamsters members were making noise in Brooklyn on Friday, UPS said it will start training non-union workers or scabs to prevent a labor disruption. Over the coming weeks, many of our U.S. employees will participate in training that will help them safely serve our customers. If there is a labor disruption, the company said in a Friday statement, in a company filing, UPS has listed further increased workers' compensation among factors that could materially adversely affect us. It has also indicated the sensitivity of labor is part of its business model and suggested a limited capacity to train and hire more people. If we are unable to hire, properly train, or retrain qualified employees, we could experience high labor costs, reduced revenues, further increased workers' compensation, and automobile liability claims, regulatory non-compliance, customer losses, and diminution of our brand value or company culture, which could materially adversely affect us, the company said. Yeah, so we don't know. It's going to put a dent in the shipping industry. I mean, this is a crazy summer. You got UPS going on strike, Hollywood going on strike, a lot of these actors, Hollywood in chaos. You got AI taking over a lot of them writers in Hollywood. That's why I say it's bad for this AI is messing everything up. You got a lot of talented men and women that's writing these movie roles. Their job's gonna be replaced by AI. A lot of movie directors, they ain't gonna have to hire writers no more. They just gonna have to just use AI to generate the whole movie script. That's gonna be the future. Everything gonna be scripted through AI. I'm sorry, I still rather have human writers to write a story or a movie or a screenplay than a machine. Because even though AI gonna automated generate, it's not going to probably be something you want to read about or make a movie about. It might have flaws because it's still a machine. Real talk. Yeah, but a lot of people, they going on strike in Hollywood, which I don't care, because they all puppets anyway. All these actors and actresses, they all puppets. They all puppets for the industry. They have no say so. They just want to puff up their chest, because when they handlers slap their fingers, they gonna go right back into the production studios. They go right back to the casting couch. So soon as their handlers do this, they gonna hearken to the snap of the finger like a dog, straight up, because they don't even own their assets in Hollywood. All these actors and actresses, they don't own nothing. They can't even take all their money out their bank account, because even if their handlers find out they're gonna do it, they're gonna freeze their bank account. So they have no say so. But yeah, like I said, the AWO, Artificial World Order, is here. It's here. The Artificial World Order, AWO. And AI, the AI technology is going to be the flagship for the AWO. The AI technology is going to be the flagship for the AWO. But we should have seen this coming. I agree. But we should have seen this coming. All the signs were there, and we've been knowing that tech era was here to stay for a long time. Oh, yeah, since the smartphone, the iPhones came on the scene, man and woman. Yeah, since those smartphones and iPhones came on the scene. And another thing, you see, another thing that's going to be part of AWO is these smart cities. They trying to invent these smart cities, that's going to monitor all your movements. You ain't going to be able to enter certain cities because of the smart technology. Yeah, they want to control us. They want to control the population. They don't want us to have freedom. They want us to be a machine, like the movie The Matrix. They tell us in a movie like The Matrix, iRobot, Terminator. They've been predictive programming. They've been predicting this AWO since the movies in the 80s, the Terminator, RoboCop, all these science fiction movies back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and 2000s. They've been plotting this predictive programming. You got iRobot. You got the movie Surrogate with Bruce Willis when they could create a avatar, a digital avatar themselves. That's gonna be part of that future too. You got the Oculus technology. With the Oculus, you got a lot of children begging their parents to buy them an Oculus for Christmas. Those expensive Oculus goggles. They don't want to go play outside. They want to go in the metaverse. Children of today don't want to go play outside. They don't want to go scrape their knees. They don't want to go play catch. They want to go in the metaverse. They want to go in the digital world. They want to get on a PS5, Xbox. They don't want to go outside. You see, we are the last generation. The 80s, baby, the millennials. We are the last generation that played outside. Flew kites. Man, Gen Z don't even know some of Gen Z don't even know what a kite is. They never even seen a kite. If they see somebody flying a kite, they might think that's something new. No, they've been flying kites for years. They don't even know what a remote control car is. All they know is a drone, a tablet. That's all they know. That's all they know. It's drones, tablets, and technology. They don't know how to, some of them don't even ride bikes. Or even they ride bikes, they don't ride them for too long. They'll probably ride them for maybe 30 minutes and they're going right back in the house and play the game console. Or go and play Fortnite. Straight up. See, we got a scripture over here, Proverbs 13, verse 11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. And we know that all these corporations, they got their wealth by vanity, and they will be diminished when they be judged by Yahuwah. But the saints that gather labor, they going to increase in spiritual blessings. Those who get it labor in righteousness, they going to get blessed. But those who get their wealth by vanity, they're going to diminish. They're going to be called the less in the kingdom. Like it said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. All these corporations, they got their billions. They financially oppressing the working class. They're going to get theirs. They're going to get theirs in the end. And they doing us wrong. When we get our paycheck, we don't even get our full paycheck because, like I said, they got to take their tax out. All these unnecessary taxes we got to pay. They really did. They putting a number on us, but that's okay though. They're gonna get theirs in the end. They will get theirs in the end, straight up. We just gotta endure though, like it says in Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Endure, saints, and endure. I know it's getting rough out there. You got to endure. And you got to understand Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endure to the end shall be saved. Let me read that again. Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So if you're a saint, whether you're a brother or sister, you walk in this walk, you might not get that promotion on the job. Now you know why. You've been working this job for 5 years, 10 years, and you still never got no promotion. They've been shortchanging you. You are hated for his name's sake. They see that light in you and they trying to keep you down. But that's okay though. The Most High will fight for you, brother and sister. He will fight for you. You cry out to your Father. You cry out to your big brother in heaven. They will fight for you. You know, they gonna, I'm telling you, they will fight for you. All you got to do is have faith. All you got to do is have faith. Straight up. And that's wrong. That's what they do. They get $110 from my paycheck every week. Oh yeah, they take them taxes. Yeah, because most of us that make our paychecks, we supposed to be on. We don't even make our full paycheck because they take their taxes out. All these unnecessary. You got the state tax, the federal tax, all that stuff. And then I understand some jobs you got benefits, and you see that's what keep people on these jobs too, the benefits. Now, if you got a job, hold on to that, like health insurance, medical insurance, and all that stuff. That's good to have. You know, they got to take that out your paycheck too, like the benefits and all that. But the way things getting, man, 401k might not even be promised to us. How things all getting, they might try to take our Social Security and 401k from us when we get up in age. But y'all women, we don't be in this captivity too long, man. Hopefully it'll all be over with within the next 10 to 20 years, man, because, you know, I don't know, man, because the way America is getting, I can't see this place lasting another 50 to 100 years with all the stuff going on, all the wickedness, you know, real talk. But yeah, we just got to stay prayed up and trust in the Most High in Christ. Real talk. Yeah, because it's becoming a financial calamity for the Gen Z, you know, and like I see, a lot of people don't want to really work. You know, they don't want to work for less. That's what it is too. A lot of people, they don't want to work for less. And then you got people talking noise about the truck. Oh, I'm gonna just be a truck. I'm gonna get my CDL. Yeah, you can get your CDL, but a lot of truckers are struggling right now. You got truckers working 7 days a week just to make ends meet. Some of the truckers, that's like owner operators, they got to step down and become a normal trucker because it costs a lot of money to maintain a diesel truck. I found out it costs a lot of money to maintain those diesel trucks. Just the wheels alone, like if one wheel catch a flat, it's probably gonna cost like a couple of $1,000 just to fix a wheel on an 18-wheeler. Oh yeah, so yeah, you're making good money trucking, but you see, what's good making all that money when you can't live life? Ain't nothing wrong making decent money, but if you can't live life, spend time with your family, you're on the road most of the time. That's not cool. You know, you working 7 days a week on the road, you're away from your family. That's gonna put a strain on your marriage or relationship. UPS drivers go through that. Yeah, you're making good money, but if you can't live life, I'm sorry. It's better to enjoy life. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong making a lot of money, but it's better to enjoy life. Because what's the point? You working for nothing. I don't care if you making 6 figures in the trucking industry. You away from all the, you know, you home or you're away from home all the time. You know, and say if you married, you're gonna be faced with temptation on the road, you know, because you know at them truck stop industries, you know, they got the so-called lot lizards. And then your wife at home, she might be tempted. She might be tempted to creep on you if she don't have the spirit in her, if she don't have the ruach guiding her. I'm just keeping it a buck. But yeah, what's the point of making all that money when you can't enjoy life? Soon as you get it off, they say if you're working 6 days a week, you just get 1 day off. You're gonna be sleeping on that off day. Then after that off day, you got to get back on the road. So yeah, a lot of truckers are struggling right now. You know, you see, you got these social media influencers out there want to make trucking like it's something like a fantasy. That's why I say these social media influencers are deceivers. They are straight up deceivers. These social media influencers, oh yeah, get into trucking. And then you got the women in the trucking, they want to be thirst traps to these men. Come on now, you're supposed to be a trucker. You know, they're not even dressing like a trucker. They dressing like they're going, like they in scantily clad clothing, you know, trying to thirst trap men. Trying to thirst trap men. And you're gonna have all these simps giving her all the likes, getting in the inbox. Keep on trucking, baby. Keep on trucking. Let me get them digits, baby. No, you're a trucker, man. You're supposed to be hauling stuff for America, for the citizens of America. You know, that's why I say social media ruins a lot of things. You know, social media ruins a lot of things. Straight up. You got these social media influencers. Oh, yeah. They making a vlog and podcasting on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever inside their truck thinking it's a fantasy. No. They don't tell you, some of these social media influencers don't even tell you the dark side about trucking. They don't tell you nothing about the dark side of trucking. They don't tell you about the black dog. They don't tell you about some of the creatures they might see on the road. They don't tell you the supernatural aspects of trucking. You know, they just want to show you the fantasy, and all making money. I'm making all this money. You know, ain't nothing gonna happen. No, you got a lot of issues. It's a dangerous job. It's a very dangerous job being a trucker. How you know, Moshe, you a trucker? No, I'm not no trucker, but come on now. That's common sense. You know, that's common sense. Yeah. You know, and you got a lot of harlots, and on every sector of social media, you got harlots. Even in the gaming sector, like I say, dots ruin things. You see, that's what a harlot is. That's a succubus spirit. You got these succubuses, you know, these succubuses in these sectors of social media, whether it's the gaming sector, anime sector, trucking sector, the cooking sector. Man, you got some of these succubuses, man, they wearing scantily clad clothing, making a cooking video, how to make spaghetti, how to bake a roast. Not even dressing for that, just dressing in scantily. Man, come on now, that's the succubus spirit, man. That's why I say they are preying on the men. You know, they want to drain men of their essence. That's why you got a lot of 12 years old boys getting access to filth. Y'all know what I mean by filth. You got men in their 20s struggling with ED, erectile dysfunction, because they spilled their seed so much and masturbated too much. You know, you got a lot of 20-year-old men can't even keep a full erection because they got erectile dysfunction watching too much filth. That's all by design. The powers that be who are under Satan, they want to drain men of their testosterone. Science has already proved it, that a lot of men of today have far more less testosterone than the men of the previous generations. And that's not right. That's all by design, because they don't want a nation of strong men. They want a nation of weak men. Because if you got a nation of weak men, they can't challenge nothing. They can't uprise and trying to challenge the powers that be. That's what they want. Real talk. Straight up. But yeah, it's just so these social media influencers, they are misleading a lot of people. You know, they are misleading. They just want to do it for clicks and views. Oh, I'm a trucker. You know, and I realize they struggling to make ends meet. Yeah, you get to see the world, you get to see the country. That's one of the pros about it, but you're gonna have to always expect the unexpected. You know, you're gonna have to always expect the unexpected. Straight up. Real talk. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, starting at verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, starting at verse 1, and it reads, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem, which is Solomon. He's the king of Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, save the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. the sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again, according to his currents, or circuits, according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, Salakia. The rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. You see, that's true. That's how you know. That's how you know Yah is real. That's how you know if there's a God. All these atheists out there want to say God ain't real. Okay, let me read Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 6. It says, all the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. So all these rivers that's overflowing into the sea, it's not overflowing the oceans or the sea. That's how you know it ain't nothing the Most High. Hallelujah. The sea is not full unto the place from whence the rivers come. Thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. So no matter what you see in this world, your eye will never be satisfied with seeing. Nor if you hear too many things, your ear will be filled with hearing. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Yes, Lord, there is no new thing under the sun. Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be saved? See, this is new. It hath been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things. There is no remembrance of former things. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that ought to come with those that shall come after. I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sole travail have God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yes, indeed. All is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yes, indeed. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanted cannot be numbered. I commune with my own heart, saying, lo, I am come to great estate, and have got more wisdom than all that there have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. This is Solomon talk. He said, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this is also vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increases in sorrow. Yes, Lord, indeed. When you increase in knowledge, you will increase in sorrow. Yes, indeed. All praises. That's the truth. Yes, indeed. Big salute, Cape Judah. Big salute. Big salute. Yes, Rig, man. These ways of mankind are rigged. Exactly. Exactly. Rig. But yeah, for much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow. When you walk in this walk, when you trying to follow the ways of Yahuwah and trying to be like Yeshua by keeping the commandments and learning this Bible, reading these scriptures, studying to show thyself approved, you will increase in sorrow, because you know why? It's going to be hard to find people to relate to. Your so-called family members ain't going to want to hear this word. Your co-workers ain't going to want to hear this. People, most people on the street ain't going to want to hear this. It's going to mess with your social life as a believer. When you awaken, when you so-called conscious of this Bible, it's going to be very tough. It's going to be hard to find people to relate to. And that's when it comes to being sorrowful. But don't let that weigh your spirit down. Don't grow weary, because Hashatan wants you to give up. He wants you to give up. He wants you to go back into that world. There ain't nothing in that world but filth and buffoonery. Straight up. Straight up. But yeah, which meaning all is vanity. So when you see all these social media influencers talking about, oh yeah, this and that's vanity. It's straight up vanity. You know, it's all vanity. Because what they gonna do when stuff hit the fan? What they gonna do then? Because let me tell y'all something. This AI gonna devour a lot of these content creators. This AI monster, the AWO, is coming to devour all these content creators. I won't be surprised because it's already here. The algorithm is AI generated. The algorithm is AI generated. And the AWO is here to stay. The AWO is here to stay. And it's going to take a lot of people jobs. It's going to make up at least 60% of the workforce. You know, that's why I say Gen Z going to really have to formulate a plan. Like I say, it's hard out here for people to get out on their own. You got adults in their 30s and 40s got roommates. They renting a house. You got like 4 adults renting a house and they being roommates or roommates because of the cost of living. These devils, these corporate pigs, these swine, they are cheese eaters, eating all the cheese, which is money. They don't want to share the wealth. They got so much money, they can't even spend all that money in 3 or 4 lifetimes. That's how they so rich. It's even if they go through 10 generations, they still gonna have money left over. They can't spend all that money. Give some of that money to the poor. Give some of that money to your workers. Pay your workers a livable wage. I think minimum wage should be at least $20 an hour. In some states, maybe $22 or $25 an hour. But that'll probably be, oh man, you pushing it, Moshe. I can see it. Oh man, you asking too much. At least $20 an hour in some states, minimum wage. You should not have Americans sleeping on the street in tents. You should not have that. You should not have that. You got a lot of Americans. And I understand you got some they want to live like that. But a good chunk of the homeless population in America are working. They got good jobs, but they can't find a place or they can't afford to find a place. They got jobs. A lot of the homeless in America have jobs. They have jobs, family. They have jobs. But due to the circumstances and the cost of living in the city, they can't find a place because it's so expensive. This inflation is financial oppression. And you could thank the senile madman up in office. You could thank that wicked senile devil up in office for that. And all y'all Negroes that was Democrats, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself because y'all put that senile madman in the Oval Office. Y'all put him in there. Yes, indeed. Y'all put him in there. And he was cheated. It was rigged. It was straight up rigged. It was rigged. I don't care what they say. Just like the rest of these elections was rigged. But yeah, that's what's going to be taking over this AI technology. You might have AI surgeons helping these surgeons in the hospital perform operations. AI surgeons. Salute Arnold. Salute Brother Arnold. Big salute Arnold. Real talk. You're going to have that going on. Just watch. That's why I say it's getting, you're going to have AI buses, everything, self-driving vehicles. Imagine going and pay for a bus fare and you get on a bus, there's no driver. It's a bus driving itself. Man, that'll be creepy. That'll creep me out. I don't want to get on no self-driving bus. Hell to the no. I don't even want to get no self-driving car. I'd rather drive a car. I don't want no car driving me around. I'd rather drive a vehicle. I'd rather drive a vehicle, a self-driving car. Man, we ain't ready for that. To be honest, some of this technology we have now, it's too early. Like these, I think These smartphones, we got these smartphones too early. And these smartphones and iPhones probably been out. Like in 2000, the year 2000 and 2001, we had the flip phones and all that. They probably been had smartphones. Like the powers they be, they probably been had smartphones. You know, you see how they got, like I got a Samsung S23. Some of y'all may got what's the latest iPhone, the iPhone 14? Man, the powers, the elite, they probably got an iPhone 20. They probably got the iPhone 18. They probably got the S28, the Samsung S28 Ultra or something. Straight up. They probably got phones that could produce a holographic image like on Star Wars. When they talk to each other in the sci-fi movies with the holographic image, they probably got that technology. They just never released it to the mainstream yet. You best believe they have it. They have it. They have that technology. If they're going to have it in the movies, they have it in real life. It's real talk. And that's the truth. Real talk. This technology will be the death of this world. People are relying on tech so much. Yeah, I agree. It is. Yeah. If they was to have a power outage, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to remember nothing. They ain't gonna be able to remember their phone numbers. They ain't gonna be able to remember certain addresses. You know, because they got that all stored on the database in the phone or computer. You know, look at the children. When I see parents giving their children tablets at an early age, we didn't have that as when we was babies and toddlers. We didn't have no tablets. They gave us like a rattle or a toy. To calm us down, they gave us like a stuffed animal or a toy or a rattle. I didn't have no tablet when I was a toddler. I had my favorite stuffed animal or toy or something. These days, I'm sure, man, they got tablets. As soon as they come out the womb, when they about like 6 months old, 6 months to a year old, they being faced with that technology. And by the time they 3 years old, a toddler, they got a whole tablet. Ezekiel chapter 1. Oh, that's the action. Hold on, let me go there. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 4, and it reads, "And I look, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolded itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire, also out of the midst there came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this were their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings." It's talking about a cherubim. That's what Ezekiel saw. He saw a cherubim, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. So you know the human part of this cherubim had to have been a black dude. Burnished brass, that was a brother. He saw a black angel with 4 faces, you know, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had the faces of their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not. When they went every way straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, their 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and the 4 had the face of an ox, and on the left side, the 4 had a face of an eagle. So there you had the cherubim had a face of a man, an ox, a lion, and an eagle. 4 faces. You can imagine being a truck driver. You driving your 18-wheeler on a back road, and you just see a cherubim landing, sitting. Man, you're gonna swerve that truck. It's gonna be like, you might flip that truck if you see a cherubim in the wee hours of the night. You driving your 18-wheeler, you just see that cherubim, man, just landing in front of the road. Yeah, that'll creep you out. Real talk. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers, and the word in conversation, in charity, in charity and in spirit and faith and purity. That's right. Yeah, but yeah, Ezekiel chapter 1, he was seeing he encountered a cherubim. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, these rappers, these modern day rappers. I'm sorry, all these female rappers today are garbage. They all garbage. You know what they got with Sexy Red, Ice Spice? They all garbage. You know, man, I never saw the video, but a lot of people say that's a disgusting song. What, Pound Town? What kind of song? Pound Town? What the hell? We went from uplifting hip hop music to Pound Town. What the flock? Woo! I say this music today is garbage. You know. That's what they teaching the children. Pound Town. Take them to Pound Town. What the hell? That should be banned. But that's what they want to play. That's what they want to promote. Thug and thought culture. Thug and thought culture. TNT destroying the black community. Boom. The TNT. Thug and thought culture. Shout out to B Miles 84. That's what I got that from. Got to give credit where credit due. B Miles 84. He came up with that concept. TNT, Thug and Thought Culture, Explosion, Destroying the Black Community. B Miles 84. You know, so that's where I got that term from. Got to give credit where credit due. But yeah, the hell we went from. I remember, man, back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, the R&B used to be about being in love, man. Being in love. Now you got the R&B today. It's about being in a toxic relationship. What the hell? What the flock, man? Pound Town? For the love of y'all, sure. They need to perform an exodus on some of these singers and rappers, man. Call them the exorcists, man. For real. You got drill music. They want to talk about heavy metal being demonic. No, I never seen nobody getting hyped up to shoot up a building, listen to some heavy metal. You know, real talk. The only thing you might do is get in the mosh pit. That's about it. You might get in the mosh pit and have a little brawl. But man, you go to a heavy metal concert, ain't nobody getting nation out of box rock. You go to a heavy metal concert, ain't nobody getting shot up. Well, if you go to a drill music, if you go to a drill rapper concert, man, you better have a bulletproof vest. You better have a whole battle armor on. Shorts. You better put on some suit of armor. You better be armored from the top to the bottom like you're a knight or something. Hey, be armored like a SWAT team, dude. Oh, man. Real talk. Yeah, but yeah, that's what they say. These phones teach our children. Yeah. And some secret devil worship. Yeah. Everything spoken about in the Holy Scriptures are literally coming to pass. Exactly. For real, for real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all worship Satan. All these new rappers, yeah, they worship Satan. Like Lil Nasty, Lil Nas X. I call him Lil Nasty. Lil Nas X. They all sold their soul to the devil, man. All of them. All of them. Straight up. Straight up wickedness. They got their reward. They got their reward too. They have their reward. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, verse 13. Let me get it. This is gonna be good. 2 Timothy chapter 3. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And it reads, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despiser of those that are good, traitors, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yah, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts." And yeah, that's the music industry right there. You know, that's the music industry right there. Hollywood, you know, hip hop industry, all that. You know, verse 7, "Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith, but they shall proceed no further. For they folly shall be manifested unto all men, as they also was. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, and patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, and Iconium, and Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. That's Paul talking. So he's been through all that. He's been through persecutions, afflictions, and the Lord delivered him out of all that. Verse 12, yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yeshua shall suffer persecutions. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Yeah, they are being there. Yeah, they deceivers, but they also being deceived. Who they being deceived by? Lucifer, Hashatan. That's what they being deceived by. All these big deceivers out there, they being deceived their own selves by Hashatan. Real talk. But yeah, if you trying to live godly for Christ Jesus or Hamashiach Yeshua, you're going to be under persecution. You're going to lose. You're going to lose friends. Family ain't going to deal with you. They might look at you as the black sheep. Let's keep it a buck. Most of us that's came into this knowledge, we are the black sheep of our family. You know, like a lot of awakened Israelites or chosen ones or those who's trying to be part of the remnant, you are the black sheep. You are the pariah of your city. You are the pariah. You are the outcast of your city because you try to walk upright. You want to walk the straight and narrow path, beloved. And you ain't trying to follow the ways of the world like you used to. You trying to do what's right for Yahuwah. You trying to please Yahuwah. You trying to have the faith in Yeshua HaMashiach. Real talk. Yes, indeed. Hallelujah. All esteem Yahuwah. Long live King Yeshua HaMashiach. Matthew 12:34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. They have a lot of that's going on too. A generation of vipers indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And that's what's going on. All these politicians, they all vipers, you know, a generation of vipers, you know. Yeah, but a lot of people are lovers of themselves. Look at social media. People taking selfies every day. I see some of these men and women taking selfies every day. That's a sign of a narc. That's a narcissistic behavior. Why you got to take a selfie every day and post on social media? Like I say, validation is a hell of a drug. Validation is a hell of a drug. You know, most of those people you posting on social media, you know, especially for y'all women out there, y'all want to take these thirst trap pictures, but they want to say men thirsty. No, women are more thirsty than men. If they taking these thirst trap pictures to lure men, they are thirsty for attention. Y'all want to say men, we thirsty for the women, you know, but y'all thirsty for the attention. So it goes both ways. It's equal, you know. Both men and women are thirsty, you know. Stop trying to put that burden on men. Oh, men, y'all thirsty. Y'all thirsty too, women. Last time I checked, y'all got a sex drive. You know, we are sexual beings, men and women. You know, real talk. Straight up. But yeah, that's why I say this social media is a hell of a drug. It's a hell of a drug. But yeah, be on the lookout for. We don't have to be afraid of this AI technology. As long as we walking with the Most High and trying to keep the way, you know, keep his ways, keep his Torah, we should be all right. Have faith in Yeshua. And this AI should be, you know, we should not have to be worrying about this AI tech. We could probably use it for our own benefit, you know. Like I said, if anybody, you know, have their own business, y'all could probably use AI to help y'all business grow. Real talk. You know, if the Most High will y'all that way. If it's his part of his will. Because at the end of the day, Yah is in control. Yah is in control at the end of the day. And that's the honest truth. And his son sitting on the right-hand side of him. Yeshua HaMashiach, for all the non-Messianics out there want to say, oh, I'm Yah on it. I'm Yah on it, brother. I'm Yah on it, sister. Oh, yeah? Well, let's see if that's going to work for you on the day of judgment. when you stand before him, and he gonna ask you, why do you not acknowledge my son, Yeshua? Do you know my son, Yeshua? Y'all gonna have dumbfound looking on y'all faces. You don't have no son, Most High. It was you on it, and you on it. And that's when he gonna give you the austere look. And then Yeshua gonna be like, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. And y'all gonna be in a world of trouble. So y'all better repent and acknowledge the Son of Yah. Y'all better acknowledge y'all King of Kings, y'all Lord and Savior, Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Y'all better acknowledge Jesus Christ, man. And when I say Jesus Christ, I ain't talking about no pale, effeminate European hippie that was painted by a couple of fun boys in the Renaissance era. Real talk. I ain't talking about no Samuel Borgia, that wicked heathen, that old wicked heathen, man, did all kind of heinous stuff. Samuel Borgia. Him and his whole family was wicked. His whole family was wicked. Real talk. That's the bottom line, too. That's the real truth. Real talk. But yeah, I'm glad I went live. I want to just talk about that, the UPS strike. But yeah, UPS, y'all better take care of y'all workers, because y'all can't afford to go on strike like that. A lot of people are gonna walk off their jobs. Most people, they need their jobs to make ends meet. Don't walk off y'all job. Y'all just gotta endure, man. It's just part of the captivity, especially because you got a lot of brews work for these companies too. A lot of our people, they work for like FedEx and UPS. Most of the drivers I see around here be Jakes, Jakes and Eves, they work for UPS. Because you got a lot of sisters, they be driving UPS trucks too. And shout out to all the sisters that's driving for UPS and FedEx, because they handling their business too. And I know it'd be hard on them too, because they got, especially if they got children, they gotta probably send their children to daycare, or one of their relatives watch their children. That's why I say these jobs gotta work around family life, man. They don't care about the work-life balance. A lot of these jobs, they want you to devote your time to these companies. Straight up. And that's not right. That's not right at all. But, you gotta make ends meet though. But yeah, don't pay attention to the folly, That's why I say I'm glad I was born, in the 80s, because things are just out of whack in this modern day age. The music, the movies. That's why I say our people are heavily influenced by music. That's how you know music is a frequency. It's a frequency. Straight up, it's a frequency. Just look how people acting, man. They heavily influenced by that music. Chapter 4, verses 3, and it reads, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yah, because many false prophets are gone out in the world. That is true, are gone out into the world. Hereby know ye the spirit of Yah. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ, or Yeshua HaMashiach, is come in the flesh is of Yah. And every spirit that confesses not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of Yah. And this is that spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it is come. And even now already is it in the world. So all these non-Messianics, they Antichrist. They are antichrist. All these non-Messianic brothers and sisters. They are part of the army of the antichrist or anti-Hamashiach, non-Messianic maniacs. Yes, indeed. That's right. Guard our eyes and ears. Thoughts and scriptures tell us to. That's right. We got to guard our eyes and our ears. That is the truth. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I ain't going to be on here too long. I'm trying to limit my live stream time anyway. I'm trying to be on less and less, I don't want to drag these live streams like that. That's right, put on a whole arm. But anyway, man, shalom and big salute to everybody that came through. I appreciate y'all for listening to this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Y'all have a blessed night in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Go ahead and sign off for the night. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Shalom and peace.